Okay, welcome back, ladies, to another day at the Confidence is Beautiful Summit. I'm your host, Bridget Aguirre, and with us today we have, this is so exciting because we haven't talked about this topic, you guys. We have a love coach, a dating expert. Her name is Lisa Copeland. Welcome, Lisa. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Bridget. It's nice to be here.
And you actually focus really helping women over 40. And I love this concept because, as you know, at the Confidence is Beautiful Summit, this is kind of focused on us ladies who've kind of hit that midlife stage, and we're looking to really kind of redefine who we are. It's a next stage in life. And I know many of us have divorced, maybe there's widows, watching, and we're just in this stage of life. It's like we think that we're sometimes too old to live, and we need to get rid of that thought process. And I know that you have been doing this since 2012. You are an author. So your book called The Winning Dating Formula for Women Over 40. So there's a formula to this. I love that. Okay. I'd love to hear a little bit more about that. And you've been featured on Dr. Phil. You've been in the USA Today, the Huffington Post, the Wall Street Journal. I mean, this is amazing. And you've been doing this for a while. And so I'm sure you have so much information. And I wish I could probably talk to you for hours about it because it's exciting, right? You help women really have fun with dating.
Mm.
Let's look at it a little differently.
Yeah, that's the thing. I love helping women have fun with this because most women hate it.
Most women hate it.
Yeah, they really do. Because, well, first of all, people haven't dated in a very long time. And
Yeah.
whether you're widowed or you're divorced, nobody gives you a book usually for dating at this time in your life.
Yeah.
And I know when I met my kid's father, we sort of hung out in college and then it went to, you became friends, you hung out, it turned into a relationship. We weren't really dating. It was just way more laid back. And today people are trying to figure out, is he the one on a coffee date? And that's really hard to do.
Mm. Well, and do you tell people to kind of like take their time? Because I know sometimes when you're in this sort of stage, it's like we know like time, we look at time differently. And sometimes we want to rush because we feel like we're running out of time. I mean, there's that kind of mindset. And when you talk about making it fun, how do we get, I guess, out of that mindset that we've got to rush? Let's take our time. Let's just enjoy the process, right?
Well, I think when you come out of a marriage, everyone's saying, "Oh my God, you're such a catch. You'll be married again in a year."
Mm,
And that's the pressure, I think, in some
mm.
ways to do that. And people mean well when they say that, but it's not usually accurate. Most women are not. And the best thing to do is, first of all, take time to heal because you really need that time to get yourself back. You got to go ahead. What were you going to
Well,
say?
enjoy your own company, right?
Because you've been with someone for a long time, and chances are you picked up so much of what they do. Like
Mm,
I remember after my marriage, actually it was one of my very first dates. I went to a restaurant with this guy, and I live in Cleveland, and the Guardians, somebody from the Guardians, the baseball team, came into the restaurant, and I thought, oh my God, I went, oh my God, he would love this, meaning my ex. And I'm thinking, we're not together. We haven't been together now because I took about a year to process everything. We haven't been together in like a year. We've been divorced a long time. What's the deal? Why I'm still holding on to his stuff is important. And by the way, this is a really important point because what happens a lot of times is we as women tend to compromise our own stuff for a man.
yeah.
And the man fell in love with you and your passions, how you are. And when we become them and what they love, they go, who is this woman? This is not the woman I married. And
Interesting. I didn't think about it from their perspective.
so it's really important when you when a marriage has ended to get yourself back, find your own passions again, get to know you,
Yeah.
and take classes you didn't take. Sometimes I help a lot of women in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and there are a lot of empty nesters.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, they haven't done a lot of things that they've wanted to do.
Exactly.
And you could travel solo, you can make new friends, you can go to meetups. And this is the way to really start the whole dating thing. Like, don't just jump into dating. Jump into who am I today and what floats my boat today? What makes me the happiest?
Jump into life.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a new life. It's like this is all new. And so that whole self-discovery, and maybe you'll find new things that you've never tried before, new hobbies, right? And even that and relaxing into that will also help you meet people. It'll help
Yes.
you meet that man when it's the right time because maybe you're sharing something in common when you get yourself out there.
Yeah, we have a tendency to cocoon.
Yeah.
Excuse me for having so much water. I had the saltiest lunch.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Well, I'm glad you ate, right? You're
Yeah,
here with us
yeah, so
on
it's
a
just making me
satisfied stomach.
yeah, it's just making me really thirsty.
Yeah.
Um, oh my gosh, I was so busy on the water. What was your last thing that you
No,
said?
it was like jump into life,
All right,
find new hobbies, and that's going to end up like getting you into situations where you're going
right.
to meet people who you have things in common with too.
Absolutely. And it's important to have single friends, by the way, when you're going through this.
Mm.
One, it's a challenging process to do this. And when you have friends that are going through it with you and are encouraging, this is the big word, encouraging, because there are a lot of women out there that hate dating. They're very quick to tell you their horror stories, and it will scare you. So
Yeah.
find women that are encouraging of your dreams and hang out with them.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
But
that.
yeah, and get to places, get to meetups, go walk in the park, go. If you want to meet men as part of this, once you have your passion back, you
Mhm.
want to go to different places. And most women say, well, I went to the coffee shop and no one was there.
Yeah.
And I'll say, well, how many times did you go? And they'll say, once. Or I went to a class, and if you're looking to make new friends and nobody talked to me, how many times did you go? It takes time for
It
relationships
does.
to develop. And when you're the new person, they have no reason to go out of their comfort zone to get to know you. So you have to get out of your comfort zone and keep going because once we start recognizing people that are there, then we feel safer to start creating some type of relationship.
Yeah, like make those places like part of your community, right? And it's part
Yes.
of your,
And
yeah,
it takes
I love that.
time. It
It
takes
does.
time.
And go to the same places, like you said,
Yes.
over and over to develop that safety. Wow, that home kind of outside of a home in a way.
Yes.
Because it's
That's really
it
important.
is. Yeah, and
Mhm.
it's I think too, like we're creatures of habit too. So
Absolutely.
creating the new habits like that by challenging yourself, but yet it can feel safe when you've made it like a part of your daily life, right?
Yes. And one of the hardest parts is at this time in your life when you're alone, you are totally out of your comfort zone. You've been
Mm.
part of a couple for a long time. You've done couple things, your couple friends the time with them will lessen as you go along unless you
Yeah,
make the effort to still go out with them. And
yeah,
so you have to create a new life.
yeah.
And yeah, like we said, this is the most important part. But when it comes to dating, that's, so that's the next part. And what do you
When
want to
you
know
meet
about?
someone. Hmm.
Yeah, what do you want to know about dating, Bridget? I'm always good for questions.
Oh no, no, I know. I love this, but I love how we talked about regaining your identity. I do think that that's super important, especially you don't want to jump into something else quickly and then choose the wrong guy, right? We want to be really mindful of who we are and really what our needs are, what we're looking for. Because it could be completely different than what you're used to. So when we're dating, I love how you talk about, let's make it fun. How do we get into that mindset of it not being a chore or, you know what I mean? But like to really have a positive outlook, really make it like an adventure. What do you advise women?
Well, I think you want to go on a date just to meet someone new and interesting. I can remember my very first date. I was 46 and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just, I would cry a lot. I gave my power away. I'd call my sister and say, "Do you think he'll like me?" And one of the biggest things I teach
Mm.
women is doesn't matter if he likes you. Do you like him? That's what really matters. And you don't want to be attached to outcome. This is the biggest thing. So
Oh,
when I was around 46 and I read this guy's profile. And because I read it, I'm starting to imagine, oh, maybe I'll be the next Mrs. Whoever. And I'm like, this is a huge setup for failing and for frustration. And this is what makes it not fun. So what will make it fun
ah,
is to go on a date and say to yourself, I'm going to meet someone new and interesting. I'm just going to see if I want a second date. And I always tell my clients, give nice guys a chance. It's real
oh,
important. And then find three things good about the guy. So, what we usually do that makes us miserable in dating is we go on a date and we look for the crap. And everybody has crap.
oh, like
But
Seinfeld, right?
yeah,
Do you remember watching Seinfeld? And it was like that. It was like he would always find that one thing to make the excuse not to have that second date.
right. And I think because many women come from failed marriages with
Mhm,
divorce,
mhm.
we're afraid of making a mistake.
Oh,
So that's how we protect ourselves by starting to look for everything wrong with the person versus looking for what is right with the person. It makes a huge difference.
oh, wow. Yeah, I never even thought of this. Oh
It's
my gosh.
protection. It's we're
Is it
protecting ourselves.
really?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because it is scary. I mean, the idea of meeting someone new and being vulnerable is scary,
Right.
right? It is. So looking for the positive and then giving them a second chance if there are some positive aspects, right? Giving it a little bit of
Yes.
time, not immediately like, don't do Seinfeld.
Yeah. And the other thing is people are looking for instant attraction. So let's go back a second
Like
here.
physical,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
it's
I
all
gotta
about
feel the
the
ring zing zing in my body or it's goodbye.
Mm.
And those are hormones. That's all those are. And in your 20s, you wanted that because the purpose in your 20s really biologically, DNA coding is about a baby.
Procreation, yes.
Right. And it's all creation of a life with a partner and building this life together, kids, dogs, cats, houses, careers, those kinds of things.
Right, right.
And so as you get older, you're looking for someone that you can create a deep connection with. And that's what I tell women, stop looking for the instant attraction because what happens is instant attraction or instant chemistry makes us trust someone that may not be so trustable and our
Oh,
and we get very clouded about who they are because when we're feeling all those yummy
we
hormones,
don't see the flag.
that's right. That's absolutely right. You just don't see who they really are. So the
Mm.
better thing to do is to just take some time to get to know someone. And women, as men, have to have some kind of initial attraction to you. But
Mhm.
attraction can grow for women. So, can I give you an example of this?
Ah,
Right. I had a client, I love telling this story. She went from what is called a dud to ending up marrying him.
okay.
We went on a first date. She goes, "Oh, snooze fest. So boring." She said, "I just want to be friends." And
Okay.
this was during COVID, and she had just moved to a new state. And he said, "Okay, well, I want, you don't know anyone here or anything. Let me be your tour guide and we can go out once a week and I'll show you things around here. So it started once a week, it went to twice a week, it went to 3 times a week. And over that time, she got to know him and she found he was really interesting. Now, you can have that amazing attraction and chemistry with someone. It doesn't mean they're interesting. It
No,
means your
totally.
body's ringing. That's all it means. And at about the 3 month mark, they were getting closer all the time. And he looked at her and he said, "Can I kiss you?" And she said, "Yeah." And like I said, now they're married. It's one of my very favorite stories.
Yeah, that's
And
very sweet.
it's such an example of how we end up passing people by because if that instant zing isn't there,
Yeah. That
we
could be
say,
great for us because they're such great friends. And yeah, it's a much more meaningful relationship.
and you can't create a friendship on a first date. You cannot
Yeah.
truly make a decision about someone unless you find that they treat people badly or they treat
Hmm.
you badly or they don't pay attention. Personality traits are red flags. But
Okay.
just
Yeah.
because he's nice and you're not feeling the instant attraction doesn't mean they don't have potential to be a good long-term partner where you will feel the attraction. And
Yeah.
it just takes time to build, like it did when we were younger. Most of us didn't think on a first date with someone, I'm going to marry this guy or he's for me. We thought, yeah, okay, I'll go out with them again and hang with them some more. That's all we thought.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think, and we, like I said, is I feel like we looked at time a little bit differently than we do now. So, but yeah, I mean, you got to give someone a little bit of a chance. And when you work with women at this age, are they anxious to get married again, or are they more cautious and marriage isn't always, in their forethought? You know what I mean? Like, do they just want to date? And I'm just curious, like at this age.
Well, the funny thing is in the past 6 months, I've had like 6 clients get married.
Oh my
And
gosh, wow.
yeah, it's been like, wow. And they've been all
That's
ages. I mean, they've been in their
yeah.
70s, they've been in their
Oh
50s,
wow.
they've been in their 60s, they've been all over the place.
So they're
And
too jaded to do it again, right?
yeah, well,
Get it in there.
many of them have relationships before this, like working with me, I call them practice relationships. And
Okay.
you can see if this person has what you want. The thing we didn't talk about that is so important is I have my clients create what's called a quality man template. And this is a clear vision of who your old type is. We dive down, you figure out your old type. We are always attracted to our old type, but if our old type worked, we would be with him. So it's really important to create a new type
Wow.
and to
Yeah.
figure out what you want from this age in your 40s up because we have different needs.
Your whole outlook on life is very, very different. Yeah.
It's very, very different. So it's
Yeah.
really important. What clients say to me is, I never would have seen him. I would have passed him by if I hadn't had that template or if you hadn't
No
told me so in
way.
advance.
Wow.
Yeah, all
So
the
it's
time I hear.
really, wow, it's really anchoring to this new vision. Wow, I love this.
And then so a lot of people will try, they'll go out there and date, they'll reattract their old type.
Oh, all the time.
With this template, they'll catch it much quicker. And when they're working with me, I help them to see it. And a lot of times we still close our eyes and we try and put the square peg into the round hole and make them work. So then they'll be a year with them or 2 years with them. And then they'll come back and they'll say, "Oh my God, he really wasn't the person I wanted, my quality man template." But we're so attracted to that old type. But by having this template in black and white and looking at it constantly, does he match my values? Values are one of the biggest things you have to match, not qualities, values. That's
Wow.
really important. And people will say, well, what's the difference? Well, qualities are fun things. It's like, I want someone I can go on vacation with twice a year, or
Right.
we go to fine dining, or
Right.
we go to,
Like a
I love
hobby thing. You're like, okay.
interests, things like that.
Interest. Hmm.
Values are your core motivators, like honesty, loyalty. They can be wealth. they can be religion, they can be things like that too.
Hmm.
But they're
Hmm.
not like a wish list of, oh, I want them to be a runner like I am, or that
It's not
kind of thing.
surface. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
surface. Yeah. And this is the most important time of our life. So we do want that friend. We want that companion. And
Mhm.
you even have a free gift for the audience. What is that? What are you helping them?
I do. It's called The Five Little Known Secrets for Finding a Quality Man. And it's really like a little jumpstart thing. It's going to talk about where you can meet men and how to meet them. You get
Ooh,
some examples of profiles to write. You find out 26 places where you can meet men in your local community. There's a little bit about flirting and a little bit about how to get some of those dating fairy godmothers working for you. It's a great way to jumpstart your love life if you're stalled out, to gives you ideas about men and where to meet them. Or if you haven't started, it's a great way to start thinking about how to do this.
yeah, yeah, because I know if you haven't dated for quite a while, it can kind of get a little overwhelming, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't know. I mean, I'm trying to remember the last time I went on a date. When was the last, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
In a
that's
long time. I don't know if I would know what to do either or where to even go.
yeah, that's why women
They always say,
they
go to
talk to
church.
me, because they say
They
I don't know
do.
how to date, tell me how to date.
They need help. Yeah. And that's what I love about this summit. We need help. We
Hmm.
can't do it on our own. We can't do it by ourselves. We need the help, you guys. So I hope that they look you up if they're thinking about it, right? And
Yeah.
finding that lifelong companion. I love this.
And it's possible. There is no
Mm.
age limit to it.
You're not
And
too old.
there's not, and they can get my free gift. I know you're going to give the link, but my website is findaqualityman.com, which
Yeah.
is so easy to remember, findaqualityman.com, because that's what we're all looking for.
That's what we deserve, ladies.
Yeah.
We don't deserve anything less.
Right.
So thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. I'm so glad we got to talk about this. This isn't something that at this age we talk enough about, right? I feel like there's not a lot of help out there. So I'm glad you're out there helping women over 50. So thank you for being here. It was so awesome. And you guys, I hope you look her up and we will talk to you on another day with another expert. See you soon. Bye, guys.